Have you ever been out somewhere and your battery got low and you're like, I've got to go home soon? Well, you have to realize that every person, every student, every individual, at different days, at different times, we only have so much energy, so much emotional pressure to deal with it. Have you ever had a problem come and you reacted? Reaction, you're like, man, I really kind of went crazy on that. That was just too much force, but it might be because emotionally we're drained. I just want this to set on you today and say, man, I've been under pressure, and part of it's because I'm not sleeping good, taking life too serious. Live today. Live today full of faith, full of vigor, full of fun. Enjoy something. Come on, go eat some ice cream. Go watch a movie. Laugh a little, love a little. Come on, give it up for Jesus today. Come on, Faith Church, all of our campuses today. Don't you love it? Aren't you glad you're saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost? All right, you can be seated if you're good looking. If you're ugly, remain standing. We want to pray for you. No, I'm just kidding. By the way, congratulations to the Fairview Heights campus. They got brand new asphalt today. Come on, give it up for them. That's about hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's great. Pressure. Let's talk about pressure. Anybody ever experienced pressure, right? Have you ever thought, I am just under too much pressure? And so over the next 4 weeks, we're going to talk about how to not be under the pressure, but be over the pressure. How to deal with pressure. We're not going to stop pressure. Pressure is actually a good thing. It means you're alive. The day you stop feeling pressure is a bad day for you. You're dead. Come on, somebody, help me this morning. John Maxwell, anybody heard of him? He's written more leadership books than anybody in the world. He's a close friend. And we were on the phone the other day, and I was talking to him about some problems I was having because he's a genius. And he said, here's the good thing about having problems. When you solve these problems, God gives you bigger problems. And I'm like, I don't think I like that. But the fact is, you're solving problems. Students have problems. Adults have problems. Your kids just got out of school. They're home now. That's a problem. There's just a lot of pressures and problems. Gas is high, and we're always focusing on the problem instead of the promise. So over the next 4 weeks, every campus, listen to me, I'm going to teach you how to deal with pressure. Because if you might imagine, I have a little bit of pressure. I've got, the only thing worse than having one church is having 8 of them. Multi-site, multi-state, and I got a wife and 2 dogs and grandkids, and I've got problems. Come on, somebody. And some people like me and some people don't like me. So not that I'm the expert on pressure, but I can help you deal with pressure instead of the pressure dealing with you. I always try to give you scriptures. In 1 Peter, I want to go there real quick, and we're going to read this one over the next 4 weeks. Listen to me now, because I want you to get this in your heart, okay? Here it is. Cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. That's good. Be alert and be sober-minded, for your enemy, that devil, prowls around like a roaring lion. Doesn't say he is. Like. He's always, I want to get you. Like a roaring lion. To someone he may devour. Resist him. Everybody shout that. Stand firm in the faith, because you know that the family of believers throughout the world is undergoing the same kind of sufferings, or we could say pressure. So we got to cast it upon God. Your problems can be pretty insurmountable to you. You can think they're really big, and I'm not trying to make light of them, but there's some people in Iran got some bigger problems. There's people over in Haiti today got bigger problems. Our problems are big. Have you ever had a problem and you thought it was a problem until you saw somebody else's problem, and you're like, oh, thank God, at least I don't have that problem? Now, the question I have for, listen to every campus for a second. Have you ever thought you had a problem and then a really bigger problem came along and you wish you could go back to that problem? I know some of you thought about your ex right there and you're like, yeah, less a problem than Bob. So everything is relative. But we've got to get in touch with why it is that we feel the way that we feel. Pressure comes on everyone. And I want to deal just for a moment about emotional pressure. I asked these girls a second ago if you'd come up here 1 second, because I never met them, but I want them to come up real quick with their iPhones. Anybody got an iPhone? Raise your hand if you got an iPhone. If you got it accessible, could you pull it out real quick and just look at where you're at on your battery life? And while it is out, of course, you can get on the Faith Church app and give online while it's out. No, I'm just kidding. So mine's at 74%. What is yours at?
91.
91? Come on, Psalms 91. Where are you at?
89.
89? Where are you at?
85.
Okay, why do I feel like I'm in a cool girl band right now? Everybody has a different level of battery. Have you ever been out somewhere and your battery got low and you're like, I've got to go home soon? Anybody old enough to remember before you had an iPhone, you had a car phone. You didn't have this. Well, you have to realize that every person, every student, every individual, at different days, at different times, we only have so much energy, so much emotional pressure to deal with it. Have you ever had a problem come and you reacted instead of actually, you actually a knee-jerk reaction? You're like, man, I really kind of went crazy on that. That was way too much. This is a good time for you to raise your hand so your spouse doesn't think you're insane. You're like, well, that was just too much force, but it might be because emotionally we're drained. Can you give it up for 3 cool students at our church? Come on, you can do better than that, man. We got some good, cool folks at our church. So emotional energy really is a real thing. And I want us to go to this story. You've heard this story before. It's about Jezebel. And it says, now Ahab told Jezebel everything Elijah had done and how he had killed all the prophets by the sword. So Jezebel sent a certified letter. She sent a carrier pigeon to tell Elijah, hey, may the gods deal with me ever so severely if by this time tomorrow I don't make your life just like them. I'm going to kill you. And it says Elijah was afraid. Everybody shout, Elijah was afraid. Here's the problem with fear. It's false evidence appearing real, and it can bring on pressure that drains you emotionally and physically even more than the actual happening. He's now afraid. Nothing has happened, but his body is acted as if it has already happened. His central nervous system is kicked into, watch this, the next line said, he ran for his life. It's called fight or flight. You can be under so much pressure for so long that now you're not acting normal anymore. You're not enjoying your life anymore. In fact, sometimes we even sign up for the pressure because you don't realize how much pressure it's going to be to start the business. I was talking to a dentist in the hallway a moment ago, and he said, oh, I sold my practice in St. Genevieve. I'm so glad. I said, multi-site is not what it's cracked up to be, is it? And he goes, no, it's hard. So you think, watch this, you might want to write this down. You might get what you want, but you might not want what you get. Because whatever the other person has or whatever their life looks like, there's a certain amount of pressure that they carry that maybe you don't even want to carry it. Now, young people, listen to me on this, and older people will agree with this. There's a time in your life where you think, I need bigger. It's got to be a bigger house, bigger boat, bigger, more. Anybody old enough to remember that? Bigger. And then you're like, honey, why is our house so big? Why do we have to have cleaning people? All we ever do is use the kitchen, and we use the bathroom, and God knows we use that bedroom. Come on, somebody, help me right now. We always need to stand at 3. That was spending so much time cleaning the place and making the place good. We don't even have time for the fun stuff because you think bigger is better. Now, I'm not damning anybody that has anything great or big. I'm just saying that sometimes peace of mind, lack of pressure, actually feels good. Raise your hand if it makes sense. So we see it play out. He said Elijah was afraid for his life, so he ran. He came to Beersheba in Judah, and there, while he was by himself, he went a day's journey into the wilderness, and he laid under a tree, and he prayed that he might die. Well, that's kind of stupid because if he's afraid he's going to die and he's running because he doesn't want to die, why is it that he's praying he wants to die? Why don't he just wait? Because she said she's going to do it for free. But this is how irrational we get when we, a psychological term, catastrophize. It's just so bad. Anybody ever had a bad day? This is so bad. You just get, oh my God, you just blow up. Or you got a little kid. I got 2 grandkids, and the 5-year-old the other day, he just got tired. He was emotionally exhausted, and he just had a meltdown right in the middle of Target. He went, ah! Ah! And I thought, man, I kind of feel like doing that myself right now. But it would look weird to have a 56-year-old next to a 5-year-old going, ah. But anybody ever been at work and you just needed to kind of go, ah? If you didn't raise your hand, I'm assuming you're the person that's driving us all crazy. Pressure. So now he says, I pray that I might die. You're over-exaggerating this. And this is bringing neurological firing and wiring that's making you think it's worse than it is. I'm not saying lie about it or pretend you're not under pressure, but you got to realize your body responds to, and it doesn't know the difference between a perceived reality and a real reality. So you have to control your mind, or your mind is going to control you. That's why I'm so glad today at every campus that you came to church. Number 1, you picked the best church in the world. My God. Oh, yeah. And how could I say that? I had choices. I got other places that would like me to work there, but I picked this one. If this wasn't the best church, I would go somewhere else. And you know it's the best looking people. Look at your neighbor and say, he sees well. So you have to get in touch with what is going on that's real and what is just mental exhaustion. Your battery is low. He said, I'm going to take my own life, for I'm no better than my ancestors. And then he lay under this tree and he fell asleep, or he kind of passed out. And once he woke up, an angel touched him and he said, get up and eat. Oh, that's a word for somebody right now. He looked up around and he saw at his head was some baked bread over hot coals and a jar of water, and he ate it and he drank and he lay down again. Notice this, that carbs are good. Come on, somebody, right there. We said in the Bible, carbs are good. Everybody shout that with me. Carbs are good. For all the Catholics, carbs are good. What he really needed was, God is pointing it out to us, that he needed to sleep. Sometimes you're just too tired. He needs to sleep, he needs to eat, and then God gives him more prescription. He said, and then do it again. Sleep and eat and do it again. Sleep and eat and do it again. Sometimes you're trying to be something that you're not. I hear it all the time. I want to be the best mom. I want to be the best wife. You got all this pressure. You're doing better than you think you are. The fact that you want to be the best mom. The fact that you want to be the best dad. You say, I don't know if I'm the best dad or not. They never gave me a shirt that said I'm the best dad in the world. Go to Walmart and buy it for yourself and put it on and advertise. I'm the best dad in the world. Come on, give it up for the dads. Father's Day's coming up. Mother's Day just passed. But you if you're not careful, you start overreacting because you're emotionally drained, and God supernaturally provides for his physical body. Now listen. When you die someday, you want to make sure that you lived your life and you were really there for it. Enjoy these moments. This slide, I'll put it up for you. One of the symptoms of anxiety is your brain begins treating assumptions as facts. You get a certified letter, oh, it's bad. Well, it might be that somebody died and left you in the will. Oh, the phone ringing again, it's a bill collector. You're thinking the worst because you're allowing anxiety and anxious thoughts to get a hold of your brain. And this is exactly what Elijah said, I'm the only one left. And so stress now distorts reality. Stress distorts reality. It's not as bad as you think. Anybody ever had this happen? Stomach's hurting or something's hurting, and then all of a sudden you go somewhere and somebody tells you, my aunt just died. Oh my God. They start describing the symptoms. The symptoms are exactly what you have. Raise your hand. And then you go home and you go on WebMD, and now it distorts you. You're like, oh my God, Nicole, I'm gonna die. I think I have cancer in my ovaries. You don't have ovaries, you're a man. Oh yeah. We think the worst. Instead of allowing our body to heal and our mind to heal and trust in the Lord with all of our heart and say, I'm not going to worry, I'm not going to catastrophize, I'm going to enjoy my life, because exhaustion amplifies fear. When you're tired, it just really gets crazy, and nobody's done what you've done, nobody's doing what you're doing. I'm a pastor right now, and I'm getting all these words, and I'm stringing them together, and there's a bunch of white people looking at me kind of weird right now, and I don't know who's buying it and who's not buying it, and I'm scared. Am I funny enough? Am I reading the Bible enough? What's the tension? I met a new guy a while ago that just came because his friends invited him. Make sure that he liked it. I've looked at him a couple times to see if he liked it. He seems like he's buying it. Come on, somebody, help me up here. I'm kind of freaking out right now. But to be the best you that you can be, you got to be the rested you. So that just means that you're human. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm just human. So what I did last night, do all the time, I'll simulate it. Pretend this is my pillow, put my pillow here. I lay here on my side. I like to lay on my side. I put a pillow here because my chiropractor said it's good for me. I put one here to protect me from my wife, if you know what I mean. This is my sermon. Come on, leave me alone. But if I don't do that, last night I had to go to bed and I wear this Oura ring, and the Oura ring told me how long it took me to go to sleep. It told me how long I slept. It told me about my REM sleep. It talked about my deep sleep. It talked about my restlessness. It talked about my heart rate. I know everything about what happened in my life. In fact, today when I take this off, I can tell you every time that I preach because it spikes, because I'm under fight or flight right now. Again, all you people are expecting me to put a bow on this, and this makes sense at the end, and it's not easy. But lucky for you, I'm rested. You're only human. You can't make everybody happy. But you got to be happy. Are you happy? Sometimes. Not happy right now. Why? Because my kids are not happy with me. My wife's not happy with me. My wife, oftentimes, she's not happy with me. I work with my kids. And now we've even added grandkids into it. And now Ashton just married this guy, right, Paris, and now Paris moved in, and I wake up every morning to some guy walking upstairs with his shirt off, ripped, lean, wears the same size as me. He has a bonnet on his head. Come on, you white people don't know anything about this. He's got a bonnet on his head. He's tapping his head like this. I'm learning to live with him. He's learning to live with me. My life's complicated. In fact, there'll be a conversation about this conversation. Who's this man living? I didn't know when she was 2 we're gonna marry some guy. She told me that she was gonna live with me forever. She lied. Now she's brought another guy into this relationship, who I love. Can we give it up for Paris? Realize it's not gonna get easier, it's gonna get complicated. So you can live under the pressure, or you can get on top of the pressure. So you gotta eat, everybody shout, we gotta eat. You gotta sleep, come on, say you gotta sleep. If not, you're gonna stress out, and you're going to run from problem to problem. Now, for the sake of time, the angel of the Lord came back a second time and touched him again and said, get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you. This is where Growth Track comes in. This is where church comes in. You did good. Ferguson, you did good. Weldon, you did good. Fairview Heights, you came to church. That's good. But you got to take it a step further. If you join Planet Fitness, that's nice. But you actually can gripe a year later and go, this didn't work, I want my money back. And we say here that you've only came one time. So when you get to church, I need you to go to Growth Track. Not for me, for you. It's where you connect with God, you connect with people, and you discover your purpose. Because purpose is what matters. Money ain't gonna make you happy. What's gonna make you happy is fulfilling your God-given purpose. When I said a while ago that I'm scared, I do feel it, and the tension comes up, but I'm really not scared. Totally comfortable, because this is not who I'm playing to be. This is who I am. So I'm comfortable in my own skin, communicating the best that I can to the people that need communication on. And so I've worked all week to try to give you what you need, because I can sense that you're under pressure. And I want you to come out from under the pressure and get on top of the pressure. Whether that's financial pressure, marital pressure, if you're married, it's gonna happen. Dad pressure, mom pressure, American pressure. People, it's just pressure. And you can't do it alone. Have you seen the new Michael Jackson movie yet? Raise your hand if you have. I haven't. Saw some people that saw it. I want to see it because I need to practice my moves. I am not alone. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't get me to play that. Go see movies with people. Have fun. Don't take life too serious. Life is short. And when you die, you're dead. And I've never looked over the casket and the guy's like, does my tie look good? Is my Botox good? Nobody cares. Live today. Live today full of faith, full of vigor, full of fun. Enjoy something. Come on, go eat some ice cream. Go watch a movie. Laugh a little, love a little. Look at your neighbor and say, I can do this sermon. Pastor told me to go eat ice cream and go see a movie. Go to bed. Watch this. Verse 9. There he went into a cave. He went into a cave. He went into a cave. And now he's in isolation. What he's doing now, he's emotionally withdrawing. We do this as guys. Women, I'm going to teach you a trick about guys. Guys don't talk a lot like you do. They don't have as many words. And a lot of times they will withdraw, especially if they're stressed out and they don't know what to do because they always want to fix stuff. So, and guys, just so you know, women, when they ask you to solve a problem, they don't want you to fix it. They just want you to listen because they know good and well we're too dumb to fix it. They're just sharing with us what's on their mind. So the best thing you can do is listen. You don't say, man, I'm sorry you feel that way. Man, I'll do better next time. These are good statements because women just want to be heard. But a guy will withdraw and go to he went to a cave, he'll go to his man cave and grunt, drink beer, hang out with his friends, and get involved in something where he feels like he can win. Because when you don't think you're winning because you're too stressed out, you watch sports teams that are winning, and then you pretend that those people are part of your winning team. And the fact is, there's nothing wrong with sports. But I want you to win in your own life, and the best way to win in your own life is learn how to communicate with God, connect with God, connect with God, connect with people, discover your purpose, and make a difference. There was a guy who got born again at our church years ago. His name's Michael Carrico. F-bomb dropping, cigarette smoking, sleeves off, came up. First time I ever met him at church, said, man, you're a hell of a preacher. I didn't say, oh, you cursed in church. Started developing a relationship with Mike. Mike became a great friend. Mike come to find out about 50 Taco Bells and 50 Kentucky Fried Chickens. And so we just hung out. And his dad owned Happy Apples, and they had this big yacht. And we just had a great time together. And I remember one day, I was building the church and got under pressure a lot. And I was about midway walking down this aisle. And Mike grabbed me and he said, your sermons aren't any good anymore. You're not fun anymore. Where's the guy I came to hear way back when? And I didn't yank away. I thought, Mike's right. I allowed too much pressure to get me, and then I come up here and say, hey, don't you want to come to church and be like me? Nobody wants to go to work. I hope to God the boss is in a bad mood today. Hope mom's really ticked off today. No. This is the day. Come on, Fairview. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And you can't be glad if you're mad. You can't be glad if you're sad. You're a holistic person. Am I helping anybody besides me? Raise your hand. Look at your neighbor and say, you look better already. It looks like you had Botox. It's just been 20 minutes. Look at this. But remember, your battery goes low, then you go low, then you run off and you start sending text, getting mad, and ruining your life. Elijah wasn't running from Jezebel. He was actually running on empty. Your car has a gas gauge. Anybody know exactly how far it can go even when it's on E? Come on, raise your hand. People say, hey, we're about out of gas. You got another 60 miles. Don't turn the air on, though, because that'll suck it, and it'll be a problem. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. But you don't have a gas gauge for your life. You don't have people. People connect, families grow, lives are changed. You don't have people because you're not in the connect group, because you're not serving in the coffee ministry. You're not serving as a greeter. You're not serving. So if you're not serving, you're swerving. And then nobody looks at you and goes, I haven't seen you at church in a while. Because I serve at church. I'm in the secret service. I'm in special ops. Nobody knows me. No, you need to be known and you need to be needed. And when that happens, you start connecting at church. It'll be the most gratifying thing in the world. Today when I pulled in and they had little people in the baby shark out there and somebody set up the blowouts and there was little kids running into church and I saw families and I was just watching it and I was thankful for all the people at every campus that did that today. Can we give it up for those people that made a single mom have an experience that their kids could enjoy? All right, let's go to 2 Corinthians. We're almost done. 2 Corinthians. I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, it can't be done yet. I actually got 6 minutes and 64 seconds, or 34 seconds. 6 minutes and 64 seconds would be over 7 minutes. We do not want you uninformed, brothers and sisters, about the troubles, Paul says, we're experiencing in the providence of Asia. So apparently stress has been going on for a while. We were under great pressure. Everybody shout, great pressure. Come on, like you had breakfast. Great pressure. Oh, I had Tony the Tiger up in here. Great pressure, and far beyond our ability, our personal ability to endure. So we despaired of life itself. Indeed, we felt as if we had received a death sentence. But this happened that we might not rely on ourselves, but on God, who raises the dead, who has delivered us from such deadly peril. And he will deliver us again. Everybody shout amen to that. Amen. On him we have set our hope. He will continue to deliver us. Pressure beyond what we can handle. Some of you have had some pressure that is beyond what you can handle. I was talking to somebody recently at our church that he had cancer. He's fighting for years. It came back. Then he called me and said, oh my God, you can't believe it. Sue just went to the doctor and she has brain cancer. Now we both have cancer. You talk about the air knocked out of a couple people. And then I feel it every day because I hear about my life's relatively good, everything's pretty good, but I kind of feel it because I'm very empathetic. I feel it when people are going through that, so I got the weight of that, and then the weight of other people, and then I walk around and somebody can look at me and go, what's wrong with you? And nothing's wrong with me, it's just, I'm carrying the weight of everything that's wrong with everybody else. And it's a real tension to manage. We should be empathetic, but at the end of the day, you have to remember, you have to take care of you. And people have different pressures. You got a little kid, that's a pressure. But there's people that are listening today that they have adult parents that are actually, they're taking care of them now. Pressure doesn't go away. How will you deal with the pressure? Both passages showed us that you just can't do it alone. I made the Michael Jackson joke, I am not alone, to try to get your attention to tell you can't do life alone. When you do it alone, you have nobody to talk to. You need one friend that you can call and tell about the other friend. We all have family group chat. Come on, somebody, you got the family text? Then you got the family text without certain members of the family on the text? Come on. Don't act like you don't. Don't look right now. It's complicated. You get your feelings hurt. And when you get your feelings hurt, and you get hurt, and you're tired, and you're hangry, you're going to mouth off and say things you wish you had not said. Say amen to this right now. So we got to grab ourselves and say, wait a minute. Before I try to drive myself crazy, is this a text that watch this, I need to send now? By the way, sometimes I have fired off text because I didn't want to have the conversation, because I could get it off my chest. Do I have any other mean people? Thank you, ma'am. So nice. Got one more lady. Seems like the ladies are more honest today than the guys. Anybody ever been a little passive aggressive? You know what you needed to say, but you didn't want to say it, so you kind of backslap some people. And then somebody had the wherewithal to come and tell you, I feel like that was a little passive aggressive. Next time you have a problem, why don't you just tell me you got a problem? Anybody ever had that conversation? Anybody ever had that conversation in your mind? Let's try it. Should be more hands on. I saw a t-shirt the other day and said, I said something to the effect of like, I won't tell you because I can't clean it up well enough to say. I just saw the shirt and I don't have time to redact it and make it right. But just from that mere statement, I mean, y'all kind of understand where I'm going right now. You said what everybody else wanted to say. You just said it. I've said stuff that needed to be said, but in reality, I could defend what I said, but it did damage. And it hurt people. Because one of the biggest things that I have that I don't know that I own is my ability, come here, Phil, to come up to Phil, who works with me. Notice I say with me, not for me. There's people that work for me. I never say that because I feel like it's condescending. But if I go by Phil and I go, attaboy, solve this problem, solve that problem, it fuels them up. Let's say Pastor Brad there, or Pastor Nia, or Pastor Mark, all those guys. I've got to, hey, what's up? But I get so busy so many times doing this to everybody else, I don't talk to the people that really, well, they're kind of maintenance free. I don't need to tell them they're doing a good job. I don't need to tell them, my God, look at this, it's incredible. Look what you're doing. And if we get unhealthy, we'll lose good team members because we think we're so busy, we don't have time to actually tell the people that actually love us the most that we love them, that they are a good employee, that you enjoy working with them. And now you're just catastrophizing how bad it is. Meanwhile, these people that need your love, deserve your love, you're not giving it to them because you're exhausted. I'm not quiet because I have nothing to say, and I've got 43 seconds to say it to you. I just want this to set on you today and say, man, I've been under pressure, and part of it's because I'm not sleeping good, taking life too serious, watching way too much politics. Did you see what Trump did? Did you see what Nancy did? Did you see what Biden did? Did you see what the Open did? Did you see what CNN did? Did you see what Fox did? I don't talk about none of that crap. You know why? It doesn't matter to me. I have one job, and that's to live this life, try to have a good time, and quit griping about gas. If you got a problem with gas, either one, fix it. But enjoy your life. Raise your hand if this helped you today. Raise your hand if you know people that need to come back next week. Okay? Raise your hand if you got some people that you're going to bring next week. Raise your hand if you're like, I'm sick of raising my hand. Raise your hand if you wish the person next to you had not raised their hand. All right. Father, I thank you for your word that was so profound today and prolific, and you help people. And God, we're going to do this word. We're going to walk this word out, and we're going to do what you called us to do. In the name of Jesus, and everybody said, amen.
Hey, thank you for watching Faith Church on YouTube. I want you to subscribe so you can know wherever you go, we're live. And when we post content, you're gonna know about it. So you can comment below and let us know, message us where you're watching from, or what's going on in your world. We wanna pray for you today. I know for sure that God's doing something special in your life. And I promise you today, this message on YouTube is going to help you. So subscribe and share.